to a foreign job scam orchestrated by Trustpin Travel Agency. Promised lucrative opportunities in Mauritius, they instead found themselves stranded and deceived. Frustrated and desperate, the victims stormed the agency's offices here in Nairobi, recounting how they were lured with false promise of overseas employment, only to be conned. Some even made the journey to Mauritius only to be abandoned, left without support and eventually deported back to their motherland, Kenya. As Franklin Wala tells us in the following report, Trustpin Travel Agency's management has called the situation unfortunate and claims they are working on refunding the affected victims.
Chaos erupted as desperate job seekers stormed the travel agency, accusing it of swindling the millions under the false promise of securing jobs abroad. The victims, furious and determined, claimed they had been conned. In their numbers, the enraged crowd made their frustration known, unwilling to listen to any explanation. With unrelenting zeal, they forced their way into the offices of Trustpin Travel Agency along Moi Avenue, Nairobi, demanding an immediate refund of their hard-earned money.
Kwa watu wengi na country tofauti, kila mtu analia pesa tofauti. Yote nimepoteza yenye imelipwa ni 185,000. Nikiongeza na hii 22 ya return ticket juu yeye ndiye alinicost ni ilipe ya juu itafika 200.
Na nililipa first downstone mail nililipa 80,000 plus 145,000 za flight. Na mimi ni dereva na bado naweza fanya kazi ya caregiving. Sasa director alituambia yeye yuko Mauritius, kuna kazi ziko tayari. Ukienda kazi utapata, anza na kazi yenye iko tayari.
The scene was charged, emotions running high as the betrayed job seekers took matters into their own hands. The victims revealed that they discovered the travel agency through an online platform where its director heavily advertised job opportunities abroad for unemployed Kenyans. Hopeful for a better future, they walked into the agency armed with documents and substantial sums of money. They met Director Mary Kamunge and were instructed to pay between 200,000 shillings and 400,000 shillings for airfare, agency fees and other costs. Some took loans, others sold property only to realize they had fallen into a devastating scam.
Nilikuwa nimepata hapa kazi ya kwenda Mauritius, nikalipa 193,800,000, but hiyo kazi haikukuweko.
Some victims made it to Mauritius only to find themselves stranded at the airport. After days without food or support, they were deported back to Kenya, forced to face the harsh reality of their shattered dreams.
Vile tulikaa hapo 3 days wakatuambia lazima mungoje ndege ili waleta. Ikikuja ndio mrudishe Kenya, unaona? Lakini hakuna chakula tulikuwa tunapewa.
Nikampatia 423,000 Kenyan shillings ili aende kupata kazi Mauritius. Lakini wakati alifika Mauritius, aliambiwa haizi ingia kwa sababu alikuwa ametengenezewa documents ya tourist visa.
Desperate for justice, today's move was their last hope in exposing the latest job scam. They claim to have reported the matter to Central Police Station in Nairobi, but little action was taken.
I'm ready to give them back. But sasa hawataka sahihi.
Meanwhile, Trustpin Travel Agency director through her lawyer insists plans are underway to refund victims, though deductions will be made for expenses the company allegedly incurred during the process.
The agreement we had with them is that some amount have already been used by the agency to cover expenses, which will have to be deducted, but eventually some of the money will have to be refunded back to the parties who are aggrieved.
The desperate voices from affected victims in this story paint a picture of what majority of Kenyans go through. Even as police insist they are investigating this case, the question is, for how long will jobless Kenyans go through such? Franklin Wala, Citizen TV.
A case of a predator and prey, but many answers are still lacking.